Hi, I'm Elizabeth Noyce, and you're listening to Supergirl Radio.
McGurk! I love typing.
Not mess with my Google Docs, Meeksy. Supergirl Radio is going live every night of the week. How do you like it? Is becoming a human burrito a plus or a minus? I don't know. It does seem snug.
I mean, they say you are what you eat.
Kira. I love that.
So I do a podcast called Supergirl Radio, and one of our segments is Lena Luthor, Boardroom or Ballroom. Because
really? She looks like a boss in this coat.
Nasty Luthor like a different Luthor? It's not just Lena being mean?
No.
Helen Slater here. So fun to know that you're hosting a podcast called Supergirl Radio.
Yes! Welcome to Supergirl Radio, your source for all things related to the CW Supergirl TV series and the character of Kara Zor-El. My name is Rebecca Johnson, and for this episode of the podcast, my usual co-host Morgan Glennon is feeling under the weather. So to give the listeners something as a substitute for our discussion on the way home, which is Kyler Lee's new TV series on the Hallmark Channel, which we are still going to discuss. But for this live stream, just to have something on a Tuesday night, I thought I would do something I've been wanting to do for a little while, and that is unbox my Supergirl The Complete Series Blu-ray and see what's in it. I kind of see what's on the box, but I don't know what it looks like on the inside. So since I did an unboxing for my season 6 set, I thought I would do one for the complete series just to check it out and open it up and see what it's all about. So that's what I'm going to do for this live and wired stream on the Supergirl Radio Facebook page and the DCTV Podcast YouTube channel. So really, Supergirl Radio listeners and viewers are going to get 2 episodes from us this week, which is kind of a bonus because we took a month off for the holidays. So that's what we're going to be doing. And I just want to acknowledge right up front that if you're watching the live stream, my green screen is being very green screeny. There's something going on with my lighting setup, which I haven't had a chance to troubleshoot and figure out why I'm so green. Why am I turning into Green Lantern all of a sudden? So if you'll be able to look past that for the technical difficulties that I'm having with my green screen, I just wanted to acknowledge I see it too. It's not your imagination. Just wanted to let you know I saw it as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to open this Blu-ray set and see what's going on inside of it and talk about it while I'm looking at it. Full disclosure, I used to, in my old days when I worked for Turner, which it was Cartoon Network, TNT, TBS, True TV, Adult Swim, Turner Classic Movies, all that kind of stuff. I used to QC and I used to QC, which means quality control, DVDs and Blu-rays. So I would watch Impractical Jokers and Samurai Jack on Blu-ray and then check it to make sure all the buttons worked and all the video and the audio looked okay, looked and sounded okay. So I checked it for all errors. So I know a little something about Blu-ray sets. So I'm a little bit of a stickler for it. Now, I will not be popping the discs in. I can't really do that on the old live stream here, but I'll definitely be doing that to see the quality, because Blu-rays, what I like about physical media, I know Morgan's husband Mike is adamantly against it. We've had several conversations about that on Supergirl Radio about why do you need physical media still? But I think that Blu-ray quality is much better than, say, a streaming platform, just because you're not dependent on the internet service and the Wi-Fi. You get the actual file as it's coming out of the Blu-ray, and so it's going to be much crisper, and the resolution is going to be a lot. The resolution will probably stay the same, I imagine, but the bit rate and all of that is going to be much higher, much nicer. So anywho, so I'm going to actually physically open this up. If you have any thoughts about anything, feel free to drop them in the comment section. If you have any questions, comments, I'll still be checking the live chat, even though it's just me. And I'm sorry you have to put up with just me. I know it's much more fun when Morgan is around. So hopefully she'll get to feeling better and we can talk about time travel in 19th century, which is tomorrow. We're going to try to reschedule it for the day after this live stream. So we'll hopefully deliver 2 episodes of Supergirl Radio to you this week. Let's see. Hagel Blast in the chat says, I am the only person I know who still rents DVDs and Blu-rays from Netflix. Huh. Interesting. Well, I don't look down upon you for that because I don't know anybody else who does it either. I don't do that myself, but I still buy them. And I think you're actually, Hagel Blast, I think you're a person of high quality and taste because you know that physical media is a lot better. And Brian actually didn't know you could still rent DVDs and Blu-rays from Netflix. I actually didn't know that either. So good to know in case you were interested in doing that. And Brian in the chat says, haven't been here in a while. Wanted to say hello. Hello. Thank you for joining me. And Sean Gutier says, hey, everybody, Happy New Year. So yeah, another a new year, another year of Supergirl Radio. Fun fact, before I get into the unboxing, I've been working on the Supergirl Radio 400th episode. Which will be coming up pretty soon. I think I'm going to count this episode as number 391. So we're getting close to 400 episodes. And I'm going to edit a big montage of all of our best bits from the last 100 episodes. And there's some good ones. Let me just tell you, this is some real quality chef's kiss moments from Supergirl Radio for the past 100 episodes. So I hope everybody's had a good start to your 2023. So I guess while I'm actually physically taking this covering off, I'll get to Zach's question in the chat. So Zach, I'm assuming you must be new to Supergirl Radio because I imagine most Supergirl Radio listeners who have been listening to the podcast for a long time would probably know that my favorite character from the Supergirl TV series is, well, Supergirl herself. My favorite character is Kara. And it's not just because I podcast about Supergirl, but because I always really liked the way she was written, especially in those early seasons. And the way Melissa played her was just perfect. So I really connect to the character of Supergirl, and especially a lot of the moments on the Supergirl TV series. So yeah, I really like Supergirl herself. So I hope that's not a boring answer, but I like her story. All right. So one of the things that I will say right up front is that I like that it's kind of pretty typical for DVDs and Blu-rays to have this outer covering for here. So I like it. It's very sturdy. I will say that it's a nice boxy quality, and everything seems to be packaged up in this second I'll see if I can maybe bring it out a little more. This second box, which is actually pretty nice. It's not just a bunch of individual boxes of the seasons. It's got a nice packaging here that holds all of them in there. So I'll get to the inner workings of the set in a second, but I'm just going to kind of look over the outer part of it. But I like this picture of Supergirl. I don't know why they didn't use it more in promotional images. It's a really strong stance. The lens flare is very reminiscent of season 5 and the technology season, but I really like this picture of Melissa Benoist's Supergirl. So I think it's very fitting that it's just her on the front cover and it's just her on the back cover. That sounds like a great show, honestly. It looks like a show about Supergirl, so I'm into that right off the gate, right out of the gate. The back says, meet Kara Danvers, aka Kara Zor-El, who escaped the doomed planet Krypton at age 12. I'm not sure if that changed post-crisis, but we'll go with it. And was taken in by the Danvers family on Earth, where she learned to conceal her extraordinary identity, which would be very important for the ending of the show. Spoiler alert. Now, as an adult, Kara lives in National City, working for fierce taskmaster Cat Grant with her new pal James Olsen. So this is basically written about the pilot. After years of keeping her superpowers a secret, she decides to embrace her true self, Supergirl, when she's reunited to join her sister Alex at the clandestine I think everybody knows about it, Department of Extra Normal Operations, headed by Hank Henshaw. This is basically I don't know, I have to go back and look and see if this is the actual episode description of the pilot. Tasked with keeping the Earth safe, Kara must balance her ever-increasing abilities with her very human emotions. Supergirl, the complete series, soars with all 6 seasons of the epic adventures of the Girl of Steel. So that's a pretty good description. That sounds like a great show. So we'll see. We'll see what it has to say in the middle as I open this up. So I'm going to try to describe everything I'm seeing, but for the viewing audience, this is what it looks like when you open up the middle section where all the discs are. Immediately, I'm very nervous because if one of these outer discs falls out, it's just going to be a disaster. You're going to be picking up discs for days, which is the problem of these big sets. Is you have so many discs, and if the little thing holding the disc in breaks off, it's going to be a problem. So I'm immediately nervous about that because I feel like there's so many discs in here that I could drop them. One of the things I don't like about this with the discs, and I've mentioned this I think in the season 6 Blu-ray, the unboxing I did for season 6, I think. But all the discs look the same. They're all, I think I've already even maybe accidentally knocked one of the discs out. But they all look the same. They're all just a blue disc with Supergirl the complete second series it's divided by season. That's how you know it's different. So it'll say the complete second season of Supergirl, the complete first season, and it'll have the different disc numbers, but they're all just blue. Well, that's gonna get confusing if if I'm watching the series by disc. So I really don't like that. I wish they had at least done a different color for the different seasons. Maybe they don't have the budget to put a picture on there to distinguish between the seasons. But I hate to say it, but Smallville back in the day when those DVDs back in the day, I don't know about the Blu-rays, but the DVDs used to have like, Clark was disc 1, Lex was disc 2, Lana would be disc 3. And that was nice because then you knew which disc was what. So these are really boring, not helpful in any way. There's even numbers on here, but it doesn't so I'll try to pull one of these out. But there's like numbers here in orange that had like there's 3 numbers on this disc. So there's an orange number in the circle, then there's another thing that has a 12 in there, so there's a 12, but then it says disc 2. Warner Brothers, what is this? What is this? This is not helpful in any way. And all the discs look like that. They look exactly the same. As a viewer, as a fan, I find this completely unhelpful. Granted, I'll probably have to do more reading when I look at this, but I feel like as a viewer, I shouldn't have to do a lot of reading on a Blu-ray disc. I should just be able to pick it up and go. So yeah, I do not like that. I don't know if they're cutting corners or something. I don't know. But that's what they all look like. And I'm actually kind of disappointed. Okay. All right, this box is so scary because I'm so afraid that I'm going to knock all these discs out and they're all going to come falling out. So at some point it broke apart a little bit, which I don't know. Did I break it? I'm trying to figure out how I get to the next. Oh yeah, they're already kind of breaking out of the. Yeah. Oh, I do not like the way this is set up. This is unhelpful. I wonder if they actually test this with actual viewers to see if people actually like the way that this is built in here. And now I'm trying to get to it looks like there's a thing in the front of the case that shows the order of the episodes, maybe. But it looks like you have to take. Oh man, who is making these sets? Oh my gosh! So let me show you what I'm having to do. So there's the front of this casing here. There's, I don't know, 5 discs in here, right on top of this listing of all the episodes. So in order, is that right? In order to get to that listing of the episodes right here, I had to take all of those discs out in order to look at the episode order. Wow. That is not helpful. Oh my gosh. I guess you're going to have to do that on the other end as well to see the remaining of the seasons, because I think the front part only goes to season 4. Oh, I'm so nervous because all these discs are like coming out. Oh man, Blu-rays are of higher quality physical. Like the physical media is going to be much higher quality, but the packaging on this is. It almost makes me want to just watch it on Netflix. Oh man. So it does look like there's a bunch of deleted scenes from season 4. So I'm excited about that because I haven't watched a lot of deleted scenes. I tried to watch the ones that a lot of people were talking about, but I don't think I've seen all of them. Oh, there's an Inside the Crossover of Elseworlds from season 4. Ooh, there's something called Villains Modes of Persuasion. I don't know what that is. Trying to look at some of the other bonus features here. Lots of deleted scenes from season 5, deleted scenes from season 6. Ooh, there's deleted scenes from Car. I think I've seen those from the finale. The farewell tribute to Supergirl from Fandom is here. I don't know why Warner Brothers thinks this making all the discs the same. I don't know why they think that's helpful in any way to viewers. This is one disc. It's blue. Looks exactly the same as this next disc. If I can get them all out. All of these discs. They're kind of sticking together. That's 2 discs. Eventually I'll get to the final season from unsticking from each other. But all these discs, exactly the same. Exactly the same. I'm not entirely sure why that is. I would be curious if this is a new industry standard, because it's been a while since I've bought some Blu-rays. I typically have only really bought them here lately for Zack Snyder films, for Supergirl stuff. I'm trying to think of some other things that I might have bought on Blu-ray, but I haven't bought a lot in a while, so I don't know if this is like the new way that they're packaging these. Because if Warner Brothers is doing this for Supergirl, I'm curious if like the Flash Blu-rays look like this. Do all of the complete series look like this? What if you had 10 seasons of Smallville that was like this? Don't make me read a disc to put it in. I don't understand why that's happening. I can only assume it's to save money somehow, or to save uh, some work from having to do all of that stuff to make all the discs different. I guess I don't know. But I will say the actual packaging of it is really nice. The outer box and then the inner box, even though it makes me so nervous to take the discs in and out of it, it's really nice. And I like that it actually focuses on Supergirl. She's on the front. Melissa Benoist is on the front. She's on the back of the outer covering. She's on the front and back of the inner covering. So it's all Supergirl. So it looks like this show is all about this makes it look like Supergirl is the main character of this show. Amazing. Because there are some seasons where it doesn't feel like that. So you would hardly know Supergirl was there in some seasons. So I don't know. I mean, as a Supergirl fan, this makes me happy. So even if it's a tad misleading, I like that she gets to be front and center with these sets. So at least with the complete series, it looks like it's all about Kara. It looks like it's all about Supergirl. So I like the packaging for the most part. The discs, though, the discs and the inner part where where they have in the front cover and the back cover, they have the episode order and the listing of the special features. But it's super small, and you have to take discs out in order to read it. So anytime you were like, oh, I don't know what episode 10 of season 3 is, off the top of my head, is that Legion of Superheroes? I'm just guessing. I can't remember. Actually, I could look it up. It's Crisis on Earth X Part 3. That's what episode 10 is. Interesting. Yeah, I guess that's right. So it's helpful that I had all those discs taken out because I couldn't remember what episode 10 of season 3 was. So if I wanted to look that up, I'd have to take all those discs that go right here. I have to take them out and then get my information, then put them back so that I don't lose my discs. Because I've done that before. I've lost discs out of a Superman movie set. I think Superman 3 is just gone forever. I don't know where that is. but if I don't put them back in, I'm going to lose them. So I'd have to put them back in. And then the next time I was like, well, what's episode 21 of season 4? Well, I'm going to have to go look in here and take all the discs out again. I don't like that at all. They used to put in these DVD and Blu-ray sets, they used to have little inserts, like pamphlets that they would put in there. And that was actually really helpful. I guess they didn't want to spend the money to print those. And I guess maybe they thought people didn't want to have to keep up with that. And I guess, you could always go to IMDb, or you could go to Wikipedia, or you could go to, I don't know, Supergirl.tv and figure out what episode is when. So it's not that big of a deal. But you have to know what's on the disc, though. Because the discs don't tell you much information. Like, the discs are not very helpful. So you have to know, you have to have that information within the case to know which episode is on which disc, or what special feature or what deleted scene is on which disc. So you have to have that in here. Otherwise, you're just putting discs in to figure out what's what. Oh, man. So I do not like the way that the inner packaging is configured with the discs. These are so far superior to streaming in terms of quality. And so I hate that they're treated as if no one cares about them. And maybe nobody does. Maybe these don't sell very much, and so they don't want to put the effort into putting these out because they're like, nobody's really going to buy these because everybody's going to stream the episodes. Maybe that's true. But, God, I wish I could. Maybe there's like a feedback form on Warner Brothers website to leave them feedback. Maybe I should let them have my voice be heard, because I really don't like the way those are packaged. But I can't change it now. But I am happy to have the full series of Supergirl on Blu-ray, so that I can actually watch them in a glorious 1920 by 1080. I'm very excited about that because I think, does it say that's the spec on here? I'm assuming so. Yeah, 1080p high definition, 16 by 9. Yeah, it looks like it's got 5.1 surround sound. Special features may not be in high definition. Audio and subtitles may vary, but the 1080p high definition is what I want. So that's good. So I'm happy about that. And so I'm excited to actually pop one of these discs in now that I've taken them out, and some of them fell out of the casing. So now that I have them out, I might as well pop them in. So that's the unboxing. So I hope somebody got something out of it. If you want to contact Supergirl Radio to let us know your thoughts on the physical media of Supergirl, the TV series, let us know your thoughts, and I'll play a little video, a little something to let you know how to stay in touch with us. If you would like to contact Supergirl Radio, you can post a comment on our website at supergirlradio.com. You can email us at supergirlradio@gmail.com. If you'd like to leave us a voicemail, you can call us at 678-718-7252. You can like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram, all at Supergirl Radio. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Podchaser, and Spotify, where we also have a Spotify playlist that includes music featured on and inspired by the CW Supergirl TV series. We are listed on DC's fan page, which you can find at dccomics.com/DC-fans. If you like what we do, we encourage you to give us a rating and write us a review on Apple Podcasts. If you enjoy our Supergirl Radio live streams, make sure to subscribe to the DC TV Podcast YouTube channel and hit that notification bell to get notified when we go live and wired. DC TV Podcast also has a TeePublic store, so if you're in need of new DC TV related t-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts, onesies, mugs, notebooks, pillows, or stickers, go to supergirlradio.com and click on the TeePublic store link at the top of the page.
Hello, and thank you for calling the DC TV Podcast hotline. Please listen carefully as some of our menu options have changed. Supergirl Radio? Press 1. The Flash Podcast? Press 2. Legends of Tomorrow Podcast? Press 3. The Lithuanian Room? Press 4. DC on HBO Max Podcast? Press 5. Stargirl Podcast? Press 6. Superman and Lois Radio? Press 7. Green Lantern Podcast? Press 8. The Sandman Podcast? Press 9. Justice League Dark Podcast? Press 10. DC After Dark? Press 11. For all other inquiries, please stay on the line and the next available agent will be with you shortly.
All right. Well, I would like to thank the Legion of Super Sponsors for supporting Supergirl Radio. These people are Michael, Anne-Marie, Yvonne, Nicola, Leslie, Abby, Miriam, Nicole, Brian, Ethan, Danny, Tara, or Tara. I guess that's the whole Kara thing. And Majuba, thank you so much for supporting Supergirl Radio. And if you would like to become a Legion of Super Sponsors and help us out with what we do here on the podcast, you can go to patreon.com/Supergirl Radio. We have 4 monthly levels that you can choose from in order to show your support. And in 2023, it's one of our goals that we might tweak and rework some of our rewards to give you the most bang for your buck. So stay tuned for that. We got lots of Supergirl Radio Patreon exclusives coming your way in 2023. And so we'll hopefully give you some more stuff for what you get. And to thank you for supporting us here on the podcast. If you would like to support, well, you can support me by following me on these these different platforms. But if you'd like to follow along with what I do personally outside of Supergirl Radio, you can follow me on Vero, the social media platform Vero at Derby Kid. It's where I post a lot of what I'm watching, what I'm reading. Sometimes I read things. And so I post those things over there, share kind of what I'm watching, listening to, reading, that kind of thing. And you can follow me on Instagram at The Derby Kid. I share the occasional picture over there and the silly reels, usually animal related fun stuff that I find entertaining. I will share them on Instagram. So you can follow me on Instagram at The Derby Kid over there. And on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, I do live streams over at my personal YouTube channel at youtube.com/duckmilkprod. And I'm still going through my Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice negative reviews from the top critics of Rotten Tomatoes. That's a real fun time, a real eye-opening, and a real test about what I think about art criticism. And it's funny. Even though some of the reviews are intended to be negative, sometimes there's some real gems in those. The most recent one I did was from Entertainment Weekly, and the reviewer said something to the effect of the fact that Zack Snyder gave the Wayne murders, quote, the haunting visual power of a primal myth. And I thought, wow, that's good. That's a good line. That's exactly it. That's a great description of that. So quality stuff sometimes, not usually. That's very rare in those Rotten Tomatoes reviews. But every now and then a real gem pops up. So that's what I talk about over there. Is I go through those reviews, read them verbatim, and talk about what I think about the review in terms of film criticism and how we look at film. And it's been encouraging to me to kind of think through those things about what I would want to be as a film critic and as a film reviewer. I guess a critic more so. That's a question that I ask a lot: is what's the difference between a film critic and a film reviewer? Is there one? So if you're interested in film and art criticism, come hang out with me on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern at youtube.com/duckmilkprod. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Supergirl Radio. This was kind of a last-minute fill-in substitute since Morgan was feeling a little ill, and couldn't hop on with me tonight to do our review of the pilot episode of The Way Home. We're going to do a pilot pod, but we're still doing it, just not at this very moment. So hopefully Morgan will get some rest and feel better. And I hope that everybody enjoys the Supergirl Radio complete Blu-ray, the complete series on Blu-ray. Hopefully you won't have the issues that I ran into when I unboxed it and took a look at it. But I hope you'll continue to support the character of Supergirl, the show Supergirl, and all the variations that she's in, whether it be big screen movies, animated films, animated TV shows, or comic books. That's a great place to discover Supergirl. So I hope you'll continue supporting Supergirl in 2023.
McGurk, I love
Not
typing.
mess with my Google Docs, Meeksy.
Supergirl Radio is going live every night of the week. How do you like it? Is becoming a human burrito a plus or a minus? I don't know. It does seem snug.
I mean, they say you are what you eat.
Kira. I love that.
So I do a podcast called Supergirl Radio, and one of our segments is Lena Luthor, Boardroom or Ballroom, because
She looks like a boss in this coat.
Nasty Luthor like a different Luthor? It's not just Lena being mean?
No.
Helen Slater here. So fun to know that you're hosting a podcast called Supergirl Radio.
Yeah!